Thank you all for coming and welcome to the launch of the Geelong County Koori Court. It has been a long time in the making, but we're finally here and we're very excited. We're going to start off with a welcome to country, and I'll call upon Corrina Eccles to welcome us to Wadawurrung Country. Thank you. I too would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land we meet on today, the Wadawurrung people, and their ongoing strength in practising the world's old living culture. I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. I extend that respect to all other Aboriginal people and on other country and elders on other country who have joined us online today. I would also like to acknowledge our Geelong County Koori Court elders who are all present in the room with us today. Aunty Faye Muir, Aunty Lynn McGuinness, Wayne McEwen and Adam Riley. I would now like to introduce our first speaker, Chief Judge Peter Kidd. Thank you.
Thanks, Terrie, and thank you, Corrina and Anthony, for the lovely smoking ceremony and welcome to country. Well, I too would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, the Wadawurrung people, and I pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. Well, welcome today to the opening of the Koori Court, the County Koori Court here at Geelong. I'm sure everybody's very pleased to be at an in-person function. In fact, I was trying to recall the last time I was at an in-person function, a significant function, a ceremony, an opening like this. And it's many, many months ago, so let's keep our fingers crossed that this is the beginning of a new period. I would especially like to acknowledge like Terrie, the Geelong Koori Court elders and respected persons, Aunty Faye Muir, Aunty Lynn McGuinness, Uncle Rod Jackson, Wayne McEwen and Adam Riley. And I also acknowledge the other elders and respected persons who are in person here today. And those, of course, who may be watching online, conscious as we are that even though we are in person, it is online and we have other people following us. It is a great honour to open a Koori Court wherever it's opened. I've had the honour and the privilege of being involved in opening the County Koori Court in Mildura and in Warrnambool, and it's terrific to be here in opening this in partnership with the Geelong Koori community. I've also welcomed other judges and magistrates here today, and we've had an opportunity to speak beforehand. There are some senior government officials and academics and other distinguished members of the legal community, so it's terrific that you're here, and I think that what it shows is the support that courts have for the Koori Court at every level and every jurisdiction. And so welcome to everyone and thanks for coming. The County Koori Court is and remains the only sentencing court for Aboriginal offenders in a higher jurisdiction in Australia. We were the first and we remain the only one. We commenced sitting in Latrobe Valley over a decade ago. In fact, it's 13 years ago, nearly 13 years ago, in 2009. 5 years later, we expanded to Melbourne, 2014. I mentioned before, I had the honour of opening or being involved in opening the Koori Court in Mildura in 2016, Shepparton in 2018, and most recently in Warrnambool 2019, which occurred not long before the pandemic began. And the court here will begin in January of next year. And I think it's really important to take this opportunity to acknowledge the tremendous work of Judge Lawson, judge in charge of the County Koori Court for the last several years. And Judge Lawson will be retiring in February of next year, and she's coming to the end of her time in charge of the Koori Court, and I just want to acknowledge the tremendous, significant contribution she's made to the work of the Koori Court, and Koori justice throughout the state of Victoria within the jurisdiction of the County Court for many years now, not just as in her capacity as head of the Koori Court, but Judge Lawson has been involved in Koori Court justice for many, many years. And I welcome Judge Scott Johns, who's sitting over here. I'm sure some of you, if you haven't met Judge Johns, then please make yourself known to him after today's opening, when we've got some refreshments. Judge Scott Johns is taking over the role of judge in charge of the Koori Court. Judge Johns has also a long association and experience with Aboriginal justice, and I'm sure that in partnership with you, he'll continue Irene's terrific work. So welcome, Judge Johns. Today, of course, is whenever we open a Koori Court is a really significant step in helping to improve justice outcomes for the Koori community, whichever part of the state we're in. Obviously, today we're concerned with the Koori community in the Geelong court, and the Koori Court, or County Court, and more specifically the Koori Division of the County Court, we need to acknowledge the importance of incorporating Aboriginal communities' cultural beliefs and practices into our justice system. It benefits the Aboriginal communities, the Koori communities, it benefits the justice system, and it is therefore of benefit to the community. Crucially, it results in better engagement with the justice system for Aboriginal Victorians, and it helps offenders address the causes of their offending, and thus helps prevent reoffending, and therefore helps protect the entire community. And as previous evaluations have found and continue to find, the County Koori Court is making significant achievements in providing access to fair, culturally relevant and appropriate justice throughout the state of Victoria. So I thank and congratulate everyone involved in today's launch. And thank you, Terrie, for your hard work as usual in coordinating matters, so well done yet again. There are other speakers waiting to address you, so I won't hold you up any longer. But thank you for being here today, and thank you for listening to me. And I'd now like to hand it over to Judge Irene Lawson. Thanks, Irene.
Well, I'd like to echo Peter's words and thank everybody for attending today, and welcome everybody to this very special launch. I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land upon which we meet today, the Wadawurrung people, and I too pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. And I'd particularly like to thank custodian Corrina Eccles for your wonderful welcome to country and traditional smoking ceremony. It's always very moving having such ceremony being conducted in our courts, because it reminds us of the importance of tradition and culture. And every hearing that we have in the Koori Court, in the sentencing conversations, we always begin by the judge acknowledging the importance of the smoking ceremony to the participant in the room, and it's a really significant aspect of the work that we do. So it was lovely to hear your words, Corrina. We always tell the participants that the fact that the room has been smoked means that it's significant and it clears the way for new beginnings, which is a really important aspiration to mark the commencement of the conversation, because it enables the Koori participant to come to a point in their life where they can seek to change their ways. And the fact of having the artworks on display, the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flags on display as well, are all important symbols, as well as the beautiful elliptical shaped tables. And fortunately in Geelong we have this wonderful Wadawurrung feature, which is just beautiful. And so it's a really distinctive feature of the court that it's a very safe cultural space, and it's one where a lot of good work is done. We've been involved on this journey in the County Court since 2006, and I've been very fortunate to be part of this journey, and it's been a great privilege really seeing how this model has really matured. And one of the greatest aspects is the involvement of our elders and respected persons. And I am really grateful that Aunty Lynn and Aunty Faye are here today, because they are two remarkable women who contribute greatly to our court. They bring their rich lived experience to the court, drawing on their cultural knowledge, their care of the traditions of their people and of each other, their connections to their ancestors and kin, as well as an understanding of their connection to and the importance of country. They are very astute and inspirational leaders who look beyond themselves to try and improve the lot of their people. And through their conversations with Koori participants, they seek to support the Koori participant to reconnect to their culture, to find their strengths, so that they may gain hope for a better future, to take a different path and break the cycle of offending. I also acknowledge the presence of respected persons Wayne McEwen and Adam Riley, and I'm really excited that you've joined the Koori Court, County Koori Court, because it's really important to have strong men as role models for our participants. So it's really exciting that we have you both. So welcome. And I too would like to acknowledge and thank the tremendous work that Terrie Stewart, our Koori Court coordinator, does. She always goes above and beyond. Her hard work in the planning and implementation of this day has been a work in progress, I think, for more than a year. Yeah. But nonetheless, we've persevered, and today's welcome is a real reflection of her true commitment to this cause. I'm almost finished. I'd just like to say, in relation to the model and how it's matured, one of the best aspects that I find sitting as a judge in the division is how powerful and effective it is in giving voice to people who are very vulnerable and who are otherwise really not in a position of power in their dealings with people in their day-to-day life. But it's always extraordinary to me how the elders settle the Koori participants down and draw out of them what is going on in their lives, what can be done to help them with their lives, and they, through their exchange of information and telling them about their lived experiences, they give that valuable support and guidance to the Koori participants in a way that no other judicial officer can, and that's the true significance of our Koori Court. It's also, it needs to be acknowledged that victims of crime are also recognised in this process. The elders always make a point of trying to get the Koori participants to understand and reflect on their behaviour and understand the consequences of their behaviour. So that is another important aspect of the model and a strength of the model. I am very fortunate to be able to pass the baton on to Judge Scott Johns. I believe that he's inheriting a rich heritage that has been developed and evolved over the course of time, not only since my involvement, but also Judge John Smallwood and Judge Paul Grant, both of whom really led the way in terms of developing this model. So I wish everybody all the best for the future, and I'm very happy that we've now finally formally launched the Geelong Koori Court. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge Lawson. Our next speaker, Aunty Faye Muir, is a well-respected elder of the Geelong Koori community and has been sitting in our Melbourne County Koori Court since 2017. Aunty Faye will also begin sitting in the Geelong County Koori Court and brings a wealth of cultural knowledge and experience to the court. I now invite Aunty Faye Muir to say a few words.
Thanks, Terrie. I'd just like to welcome all guests here today. Firstly, I'd like to thank Corrina for such a beautiful welcome to country and smoking ceremony. I know she does this superbly each time. And pay my respects to the Wadawurrung traditional custodians of this land on which I live and work, and especially to their elders, past, present, and the upcoming young leaders of tomorrow. I'd like to thank Judge Kidd, Judge Lawson for making this dream of a County Koori Court here in Geelong come to fruition, but also not forgetting Terrie and her team behind the scenes. They have worked so tirelessly for so long to finally launch the Geelong County Koori Court after so many cancellations because of COVID. You've all done such a fantastic job, so thank you all. I would like to personally thank each and every one of you here from the elders and respected persons of the Geelong County Koori Court who are here today in person, and also our colleagues online. Thank you.
Thank you, Aunty Faye. As part of launching new County Koori Courts, we always hold an art competition where local Koori community members can enter their artwork for a chance to win one of 3 prizes. The winning artwork is then displayed in and around the court, in the Geelong Court, on a permanent basis. We had over 9 entries, which was fantastic. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who entered their artwork into the competition. It was actually our Geelong Koori Court elders who decided on the winning entries. I'd now like to formally announce the winners of our art competition. Thank you. So, third prize of $250 in gift vouchers was won by Jeffrey Black. This artwork is untitled, however, tells the story of healing from the inside out when walking through the bush, watching the birds and listening to the kookaburras laugh. Second prize of $500 in gift vouchers was won by Luke McNally. His artwork is titled New Beginnings. This painting shows 2 small meeting places on either side of the river. A large meeting place where elders surrounding is also represented. This is a place of tribal council where issues are resolved and crimes and punishments are addressed. Koori Court is a modern establishment where our mob still come together with elders to plead guilty to crimes and have their sentences heard. The dragonflies in Luke's culture represent new beginnings. He indicates we all make mistakes. Hopefully we learn lessons and continue life in a better way. Thank you. The first prize, and we need 2 people to hold this one up, of $1,000 in gift vouchers was won by Daniel Code for his artwork titled High Spirits. This painting pays respects to our elders that dedicate their time and patience to help guide Aboriginal men trapped in the legal system. Unfortunately, our winners could not be here with us today at the launch. However, they have all been notified of the outcome and have received their winning prizes. Thank you. That now concludes the formal part of our launch, but before we close, I would like to thank you all for coming. I'd like to thank the elders, each and every one of you who we get to work with very closely, and we get to learn from you every day. I'd particularly like to thank Judge Lawson for her support in the County Koori Court over the last couple of years. But I would like to pay a special mention to my team, Shirley Annesley and Kylie Spencer, who support the role of the Koori Court officer and the senior Koori support officer. And we're very lucky to have, well, I'm very lucky to have the team that I do. So thank you. Just for everybody's knowledge, the County Koori Court, the Geelong County Koori Court, will start sitting in this region in January 2022. So we look forward to sitting in this region. And thank you all for attending. For those of you who are here, please join us for some refreshments. Thank you.